cups do you have? Hello. Leave me alone. We went from the drawer to the cup. Okay, now I'm finding out there are multiple cups. We probably have so many cups because of you know who.
Well,
She can do
yeah, I'm
that.
like, there's kids here.
I'm
You
gonna have her do everything. Give me
they
10
are.
cups.
You
I need
think
a cup a
I
day.
have cups? No, you got to see these kids' cups. I'm like, every time, I'm like, are you buying another cup? She gets so mad at me now because I'm always asking her, are you buying another cup?
One more cup. Do you need one? You already have that one. I know you have that one.
The
Same color.
kids with the
Same
different
color.
colors.
You probably
Good
have three purple
morning.
cups. Three,
No.
right? So welcome everybody. Hey
Welcome.
Alexander. Good to see
Welcome to
you
me moments in
all.
the morning. I'm choking
Get
up
your own
all
cup. That's the theme today. Get your own cup. Go get your
Get
cup.
your own cup. Get your
Get
shit. Leave me alone. Let me do my thing. Oh my gosh. But
oh, this is
welcome
the day.
in. Good morning, goddesses.
Morning, morning.
So this morning, well, first of all, I've been having these just some wild dreams. So if anybody does have
Mm. Do
dream
tell. Do
interpretation,
tell.
please let me know what the heck is going on. So I'm getting it's like getting downloads about different things that I'm really not sure what's going on. So when I woke up this morning, I was inside of it was a complex, but it was like a jungle, right?
Mm.
They were trying out this new system, and in this new system, there were you could be either like on roller skates or a skateboard or these just little boards, and you could just slide down the different parts. And it was climbing. It was a lot of fun. And I wasn't
Mm.
supposed to be there, I don't think, but
Of
I wanted
course.
to try it out myself. So, of course, I jump in and I'm
You
just
went.
like doing all of this stuff. And I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna fall. Cause I was like going down this hill and
Oh
curving
my
around.
God.
The lady came, she was like, I got you. I was like, thank you, sister.
Okay then.
So
Wow.
who knows? I don't know. I don't even know what the whole thing
Woo.
is
You gotta
about.
break that one down. Break it
Or
down. Break it down.
it was just
Oh,
about doing something fun and spontaneous and just enjoying the moment. And so
I
when I
like
woke
it.
up, I was like, wow, when do I remember feeling like that?
Mm.
Right. So I that's why the bamboo background
Okay
is
now.
when I went to Hawaii for the first time. I don't know if you've ever been inside of a bamboo forest, but you really do feel like you are what was the Honey I Shrunk the Kids? You remember that?
Mm.
You really
You
feel
feel.
like that, and you just like,
Oh my God.
what in the? And I just remember feeling like I feel like I'm not supposed to be here because then they have all these little signs. If
Don't
you come
touch.
this far, you're not supposed to be here. Turn around. Danger ahead. You might die, heifer.
You
Turn
in the forest. The wolf is coming. Turn
anything
around
can happen
quickly.
at this point, and we're not responsible for your ass. So whatever you do,
You on your own.
besides, and I'm
You're
like,
by yourself.
do I keep going? Do I keep going? Do I want to see this magnificent
Mm.
waterfall that's just as
Looks
tall
like you're
as
having a Moana moment.
right?
Okay. You. That's what this is.
You know I love Moana now. Don't go there.
Okay. You got the right location. You got the water. You got your trees.
That's right.
The environment is all set.
It was
And I can
so
see you dipping your toe in
beautiful.
the ocean. Like, should I?
And not turning around. No.
Shit, I
I
need to
didn't just
know.
dip. I got all the way in. I was just like, wow. So, so very beautiful. So
Well,
today I just
and then
wanted
you
to
woke
talk
up.
about those kind of moments. Do you just have moments where you like, fuck it, I'm throwing everything at the fan, at the wall, or I'm just going for it? It does not even matter.
Just go. This might be it. Year is about to start. I see Joyce, Grand Rising, everyone, she says.
Hey,
So we have all
Auntie.
the our goddesses are coming through. So today, what are we doing? Self love Saturday. Self
It is Self Love
love.
Saturday. It is
All
Self
the
Love Saturday.
love. All the
Yep.
love.
So, and we're talking about doing things that just are so far out of your comfort zone, it's not even funny.
Mm-hmm. So now we leaping. This is more
We are
like
leaping. Yes.
take the leap.
Yes.
Go,
Yes.
go,
So,
go.
we've
What?
had these conversations already about just doing it scared.
Mm-hmm. We have.
Hmm.
Just do it. No, that's
So,
what's happening. It's happening. I would love to hear what others are planning to do. So I think I mentioned to you, there's so many things where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna wait. Not wait, but it's like there's so many things happening at the same time. Where literally between today and tomorrow, at least one thing is gonna get created. And then I'm like,
okay.
then I'm gonna do the second one. And then this is the beauty of momentum because it's like there is a set period for it. And then once this is done, it's out of my system and I'm like I'm that's it. But I think just doing that last mile or whatever it is, get it done, get in the zone, and then once I'm done I just want to kind of, what's the word, either just like float, or what do you call that when you put your car on, I don't know, it's going by itself.
Auto drive, like
That's what happened. Set up the
cruise,
system.
cruise.
Yep.
Right.
And then from there, since I've already set up everything, I planted my seeds, everything is in place. I just literally just want to, at this point, just flow for the
Okay.
rest of the season. But you got to do the steps now. When I'm like, okay, let's just do it. I don't need to have all the perfect whatever said. Whoever want, and then share it. That's the thing. Sometimes we do this little project where it's like, oh, I'm going to keep it to myself.
And
I'm going to send
right.
it out, whoever's interested. And the interesting thing is people have been asking. So it's really about like, okay, give the people what they want kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the certain things where I'm like, let's make it happen. Keep it simple. I don't need to figure out every pieces of it because
You
that's where
don't.
sometimes you're like, I'm a perfectionist. I need to know from A to Z. Then I need to know the detail for 1A, 1B to 1Z. Then
Right.
I can do this one. And then you're like,
You
it's
don't.
2025. What is happening? Right? And so now to just let that go. And you can
Hmm.
always tweak, just like life. You can learn as you grow. You can, learn as you do, which is the best way. And then you can learn, let things emerge because
Yeah.
you don't need to have all the answers from the beginning because the thing may completely shift. Our favorite word, we just shift. And then you reset all together. But if you think you have all the pieces,
Well,
then
and
we,
you never will, and it'll never be perfect.
mm-hmm,
And that for me is the piece that I have to step back and say, okay, Tracy, it's as perfect as it's going to get. Cut the
this
shit.
is
You're
it.
not doing anything else. Cut it out, right?
Mm-hmm,
Because I will just beat it and keep beating it and beating it. And oh, it has to look like this, and it needs to
yeah,
be that, and that's so not very true. It's not.
yeah.
Yeah, and so I think once we
Get
step
in
out
the
of
zone.
our comfort zone, and that's part of being in your comfort zone too. It's like, oh man, I'm just gonna stay in this little space right
Mm-hmm.
here because this is what makes me comfortable.
Yep. Yep. And then time is moving. Time is not stopping while you doing this. And then you look up and you're like, ah, you might still be in a pandemic, but still, you like so much has changed and things change
Right,
so quickly. So I'm like, let it be. And then let it be if it's a thing that's going to be a one time or if it's something that's just going to be, again, for a season. Sometimes we're thinking, like, I need this to be for like the rest of my life kind of situation where I'm like, this might just be a season and this is
right.
it. And then something else, maybe your favorite thing may be birthed out of it, right? But let that be. I don't know who said it to me yesterday, like start, start, start. You know what
Just
I mean?
start.
Like just start.
Just
And
start.
sometimes you're like, oh, let me think about the seed I want to plant. Just plant. Get a seed. Which one? Is there one? Plant one. Then you may decide, oh, a separate one. And then even if you don't see anything happening, you plant, you plant, you plant, and just like keep it happening. But also just the idea of focusing on self. Like I also keep thinking of the keeping promises to myself. Dr. Renee made it. Oh my goodness. There she is. She is in the house. And the idea of those promises, I feel like I broke a few promises to myself for the benefit of doing things for other people or
Mm,
collaborating. And before you know it, you like look at the time. Like you did all these great things with others, but then you realize you actually did not keep many of your promises to self.
To self. You know
And
what?
I'm
I
like,
am in that
ooh,
space right now. And it's an eye opener for me because it's like, man, I'm telling everybody and I'm talking all the time about taking care of you first and keeping your promises to yourself. And then you
mhm,
realize how difficult that really is. It's not something that you just automatically just do.
yep.
And then it's like, oh my God, I've done all of these things for all of these people.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing so, I'm saying I'm keeping my promises to myself, right? But it's slowly like moving to the end of the list. It's like,
Yeah.
oh wait,
Mm,
something has
right back down.
something has to shift. So
Yes.
this journey is a constant one. It doesn't
Mm,
stop, you know. It shifts, it changes, all these different things can
mhm.
occur, but it doesn't stop.
That's right. It's in the flow, but you have to get, on one hand, it's like give yourself grace. On the other hand, this is why I feel like I have to go on. It's not overdrive, but it's almost like crunch time where you have to make the time to make it happen. Like it's not going to happen by itself because you recognize it. It's great
Mhm.
that you have self awareness and be like, oh my God, I didn't. I didn't. But
Yeah.
now it's like, let's get into gear. Let's do it. And the thing is, again, it's like similar to what you would have done for somebody else. To me, the one thing I did last night, I was just like, Tracy, I need help. I need this because I'm like, I have this piece, but somebody else need to come in and be willing to say, look, this is where I'm at. Can you help me get to
Yeah.
like the
Or
finish
this
line?
is this is the part I see. I saw
Yep.
you, and sometimes you're really too close to the project, so you need to back it up and like,
Exactly.
okay, let me stop. Let me stop at some
Yep.
point. When do I just stop that and cut it off?
Hmm. And sometimes it's done. And for some reason, you've been staring at it for so long, you think it's like, well, I'm halfway through. But somebody look at it, they're like, oh, no, this is it.
The
All the
book is
pieces are there.
done.
It's over.
That just popped into my head. I don't
Which one?
look. I said the book is done.
The book is
The book
done.
is done. It popped into my head. There's nothing else to do. Give it away. Let somebody
Oh,
else
to
look
me?
at it. All of those
Are you
things that
talking to me?
we've been talking about. I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to all of y'all. You, I'm talking to Marie. I'm talking to you, Dr. Renee.
I'm going to pass it to
To
Dr.
all
Renee. Renee, the book is done. Okay? Dr. Renee, the book is done.
of
It is done.
It is done. It
Done.
is done.
It's done. No, 2022 is gonna be something else, or the new year, or the new season, in terms of what we've been working on. And I think part of it, again, this is your area where you're like, when it's time, it's time. It's like it's been all, like let's just push it out. It's
Yeah. So
push
let's have
time.
a book party.
Push it out.
Everybody, let's have a book party. What do
A
you
book
need? What do you
party.
need? So we can, let's see, today is the 4th.
Oh my God, we're
Can we do a
setting
book
up
party in
dates.
2 weeks?
What date would that be?
Everybody, bring your book, bring your baby, wherever your baby is at, bring it, and
Oh,
let's just have
bring
a
it,
book
the
party.
baby. Bring the baby.
Let's bring the baby to the party. Come on.
The book is done, Renee. Bring the baby. All is well. Bring it. Bring it. So,
Yes,
what
so
date
let's
would that
talk
be? On a Saturday? But we can do it on the show.
celebrating the baby. Let me see. Let me pull up my calendar here.
We could do it right on the show, probably. Pre birth.
We definitely can.
Do it right here. So, yeah. No, I know Renee's book is done. My book is still is done. I've been reading from it, which is really great. The journal is the other thing. I've been saying the words of the journal. People have been saying, I had a whole conversation with someone yesterday, and she's like, I know exactly what your thing is. She's like, planting seeds. I'm like, girl, stop. Stop repeating things to me that should already be. The seed should have already been planted. She's like, that's it. And then it became like blooming, blooming where you at, because the plant stuff keep coming up in terms of like, she's like, girl, I need someone to help me to stop killing the plants. And I have a place where I want to get more. I don't even know where to start, what to get. And I'm like, yeah, definitely it's time we need to do a plant party, social party again, where it's all related, but it's just the idea of like, I need this.
So wait, all right. So now we've got some couple of parties on the table.
A lot of parties.
When and where's the plant party, and when and where's the book party?
The book party is probably going
Now,
to be on the
wait,
show.
we don't have to answer those questions right here, right now. But I'm
Yes.
saying those are
But
two
it's, yeah,
things
it's
that
good
are
to, but
already
it's
on the
good to think
table.
about them.
Yes.
And the plant, initially I was going to wait until next year, but I think people have been asking since the last one. This month, I would literally squeeze it in. If it's something you want to do, what I realize with people, you're not going to use the holiday as an excuse. You're not going to use any upcoming occasion. You make the time to
That's
be
true.
there.
That's true.
So
So
the
cut the
goal right
crap
now,
about that. Stop saying
just
what
do
you
it.
already have to do. You knew 12 months ago what you had to do for that.
Exactly.
So
So you just get the date. So for me right now, it's really setting it up where people can go like, let me sign up. And right
okay.
now, everything that I'm creating, it's all part of that big plan that you probably one of the few people who know about, where it's just like, I won't be on a plan. I don't know if I'll be on a plan or not, but it's still part of that PTO
There
in
you
terms
go.
of let's set it up, because the reality is you have to plan it. And then the surprise will be to the others, prepared or not. People are never prepared. And it's not my job for them to be prepared. So my thing is, it's like, what am I doing to get ready for that new chapter, to get ready to be more of me, to really keep those promises for real
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
start living them. And so those two things, she's like, yes, to the plant party. And they're all interconnected. Like there's some people sometimes where they don't get it. They don't get your essence. They don't get you. And they're just like, they see it as separate thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, they're not separate. These things are never
The
separate.
greatest
As you can
thing
see.
about being a goddess to me is that anything you do is wonderful.
Mm,
Own that fact. Just own it. That's your shit.
anything.
Whatever it is, it's yours. Own it. It's all part. If it's something that came to you, it's part of who you are. Just
It's
own it. See,
me.
Alessandra's looking forward to the plant parties.
All right now.
People
Okay.
want to do stuff.
We like, let's do this. Bring your little drink. And believe me, there are so many. I'm sure each one of you, if you don't have one, the other thing I got the idea also is not just people, people do talk about care, but is the idea, because I was also thinking of all of us and what we do, but the idea of learning how to be mindful, the idea of learning how to love yourself more through
Mhm.
that particular sacred act of the plant, right? So imagine on the day we're having it, whether you already have a plant, buy a plant, and I don't know who. I think the idea popped into my head when Val was like, "Oh, look at my flowers I got for myself." That's the other
See?
thing. You may not get a whole plant, but it will be beautiful if you feel like treating yourself by getting some flowers and having that day as something to
Definitely.
share. And so that's another
Definitely.
way of practicing self-care together.
Yeah.
So it's beyond the plant. It is beyond, but it always goes back to that sacred practice of self-care,
Mm-hmm.
and we do it differently, and that's going to be the moment we do it collectively. And then you get to see those beautiful things in your house, and that's another affirmation in
Mm-hmm.
terms of you treating yourself to beauty, to luxury, to things that makes you feel good inside and out in your own space. And you don't have to wait for somebody to give it to you. This is you gift to yourself. So
That's
that's the big part. So I'm gonna have to listen to this because that's gonna be the flyer. Okay, so I don't have to
right.
think about this again.
This is
um
the flyer right here. This
this is the
piece, pull it
flyer.
out,
This is your
use it,
invitation.
throw it up. That's right.
This is your invite. So you're like, what is this plant party about? Watch the episode. The whole description was given on the spot, so you know
Just
this
go
is what
back.
it is. So I
I
already
love
have two guests, three. I have you, Renee, Alexander. Who else? Okay.
it. And Joyce.
So
Joyce
the guest
coming.
list, Joyce
It'll
was just like,
grow.
I'm here.
The
I
guest
am
list
here.
will
So
grow.
we're
Because
gonna do
people are asking me, and I don't even do. I'm just associated with the plant lady. I'm not the
it. You
plant
just like, I don't know
lady.
anything about the plant. Oh, Dina. Oh, that's great. So yeah, so we are, so this is the big day. Also think about it today too, like how you're practicing self-love. Like for
Yeah.
me, that's the way of doing it, taking that time for yourself, how you're treating yourself. And sometimes it's just really taking that
So
moment of just
I
like,
want to go back to the question that I started
what's
with.
your question?
What is that one thing, or has there been just like this one thing that scared the shit out of you and you did it anyway? And afterwards,
Oh,
you just felt like, wow. See, I know Marito wanted to answer. I don't know if you want to answer that question or not.
that went right over
Well,
my head.
just
I'm like, when
asking
did you ask that
everyone.
question?
So, which is the bamboo. I started talking about the
Oh,
bamboo and
you
being
feeling
inside of a
okay?
bamboo
Okay.
forest and just continuing to move
Oh
ahead.
Lord,
'Cause these
that's
are
like
things
that's
that
almost like
we're
a jam session right there. I'm like,
right.
one, two, six. No,
It
I
doesn't
don't. I
have to
mean,
be something like that huge,
right.
but something that was big for you.
I think my big scary thing is coming. That's the thing. Sometimes you think you
Okay.
don't know my big scary thing is coming, but I think to me, oh my goodness, there are so many little ones, especially as women that we do that we don't see it as that, and
Mm-hmm.
then you get through it and you're like, oh. I mean, I think the combination for me would be like getting my own place and knowing like I can do this. Like I
Yeah.
don't need to live with like 10 roommates to pull this together. because because for a long time you're like, oh, I need to depend on this person and that person, and then you know you covered. And so that's really huge. But I would say probably my business, joining my business. Um because I literally started months after my mom passed away. And then I
Mm-hmm.
started officially joined the business on Halloween on purpose as a reminder of how. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're still grieving and mourning. But I'm like, I knew I had to do something different. And
Yeah.
that's when I decided, you know what? I need to do more around health and wellness, my own health and wellness, but also what is that thing I'm going to do as part of her legacy and my legacy? And I literally signed up on Halloween
Okay.
a few years ago because I was just like, okay, just do it. But I wanted it to be like to remember, like I did this on this day. And it was
Yes.
something I was like, should I? Because it was, it took me a minute to even go anywhere after, after her funeral. And then I went to the things that I usually enjoy, which is like going to an event where I haven't gone
Okay.
anywhere. I've been like, and then I, meet someone there. So I'm still like, oh no, let me think about it. Like, I don't. And then he was just like, you know what? Let's just do this on Halloween. Just do it on that particular day
Okay.
and be done. Whatever happens, happens.
Just do it. Just do it.
Just do it. And this is the evolution of that scary moment today. Flying across the country to LA. We're Nick.
LA.
Scared. Ooh, that's
From
scary too.
where? From where you flew across the country? From where to LA?
Ooh,
And how long was that flight?
I don't even know.
I know coming from like Cleveland to here is about 4 hours.
I mean, flying is that itself. It's like, ooh.
That yeah, that can be an adventure for sure.
It's just like, oh my goodness.
Oh God.
Yeah. But she did it. And then she's been to
Oh,
many other places
Baltimore.
since.
Okay, awesome.
Baltimore. Nice.
Awesome.
Well,
Stepping out on faith and just asking. So I was knee deep in work when I decided that I wanted to take this trip to Maui, right?
mm,
And I was like, they do the professional development. So they always want you to do something professional development
okay.
related. And I was like, I wonder if they'll let me go to this. It was a women's health conference, of course.
Of
And
course.
I was like, I wonder if they will let me go.
Never
And it
know.
was a little scary, but I was like, oh, well, I won't
Let's
know
do
if I
this.
don't ask, right?
That's true.
Hmm. So I combined my professional development time with my vacation time, had the best time
And
of
there
my
you
life.
went.
Just did all kind of crazy stuff. We did. It was we stayed in the hotel for a little bit. I took Patty, my best friend. So we stayed on the resort. We
This is
did that
starting like to sound like
thing.
a girl trip.
It was a true girls trip.
I
It was
was
a
like,
true
ooh,
girls trip. And
okay.
then all of the little things cost a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided that we were going to stay in a hostel for 2 nights
Oh yeah. That's an
because,
experience.
oh my God, that in and of itself was an experience, first of all, because everybody was 12 and here we are like 30, 40 years
Grown
old.
people.
I was like, wow, but we had the best time. We had the best
Yeah.
time. So don't,
No, those are fun. But keep thinking about that. Keep doing those things. 6 hour flight. Ooh, it felt like 9.
I'm sure.
Ooh, wow. You could have been in a whole other country. Jeez. Sometimes I look at those hours we flying in within the US, and I'm just like, yo, no, you could have been in a whole different country,
Country. That's true.
you
Very
know.
true.
But I'm glad you did it. But I'm sure you're gonna be doing more, bolder, still scary, but we're still gonna do it. Take that leap. Take
Yeah.
that leap. So
Yeah. So today is just about loving yourself and taking a leap in something. If it hasn't been anything, that's fine. But take a minute and think about what that is. My message for today is really simple. A few years
mm,
ago, it's been longer than a few years now, but I decided that if I didn't love it, I wasn't going to do it. If I didn't love it, I wasn't going to buy it. I wasn't going to smell it, whatever it was. If I did not love it, I was not having any part of it. From what I wore to where I went to what I ate, and thinking about being a goddess and this journey that we're on, it's like, shouldn't it be like that for everything?
mm, that's a question.
Yep. And we're going to leave that one right there on the table. I love
Shouldn't
you all. Thank you so much for joining us for Me Moments in the Morning. Come on over to Clubhouse. The link is up somewhere, right? Did you
it's
put the
up?
link up? It's
We
up.
will. We'll ping you in. We'll ping you in. Watch for
Yeah.
the ping, Dr. Renee, Joyce, Alexander. Some of you
A
are already
minute for
here,
the
which is great.
playground. Yeah,
Which
come
is
on over.
great.
Let's continue this conversation for a little bit, and then
On the other
we'll
side.
go for the day. All right. Much love to you all. Have a great
See
day.
you
Mwah.
next time. Bye.